Mother is always encompassing love, care, and protection. Always. Okay? So whether you're doing Devi Sadhana, whether you're listening to or understanding Lalita Sahasranama, or any Devi Suktam or anywhere, it's the closest you can get to Brahman first. And it is the entirety that you see around you is her projection. So she is the power. She is the power. Okay? Shakti. That's why it's called, she is called Shakti. Position of the mother is the highest in the world, and it is one place in which to learn and exercise the greatest unselfishness. So be the mother, because then you will have to be unselfish. Then the love of God is the only love that is higher than a mother's love. All others are lower. So then even the guru, when you get close to the guru at some point, he also, okay, feels like a mother. Why? All encompassing love, care, protection, everything, the qualities feel like a mother's love. Even if the guru is a male. So then a mother's love is the greatest, everything else is lower. Of course, next to God. Okay, it is the duty of the mother to think of her children first and then of herself. But instead of that, if the parents are always thinking of themselves first, the result is that the relation between parents and children becomes the same as that between birds and their offspring, which as soon as they are fledged do not recognize any parents, because the birds will push away the small chick from the nest. That go and take your life and lead your life and thrown out. So then we can't do that. As humans, we nurture our children. Okay? So then they do not recognize any parents. If the parents are not nurturing the children do not recognize the parents. They don't have time for the parents. Blessed indeed is the man who is able to look upon the woman as the representative of the motherhood of God. He should be able to look upon his wife as Devi Ma, the mother incarnate. Now, this is challenging because then we start feeling that, the men may feel that what Devi, she's Kali Ma, she's Bhadrakali or whatever, but still it is okay. She's Ma. If he is able to look upon the woman as a representative of the motherhood of, God, that the goddess herself has entered the house for me. Similarly, blessed indeed is the woman to whom man represents the fatherhood of God. That my husband is no less than Vishnu, my husband is no less than Shiva, he is God himself. See, originally that was the thing. But now it's all kind of getting lost, I don't know. It's both ways. It can't be the blame. We can't blame one party. Both are equally to blame, that one must have started somewhere. How do we bring that thought that mother, that the wife is, mother, goddess, mother goddess, and the husband is nothing but Shiva. So that's why the ideal family is Shiva, Parvati, and her 2 kids. Ideal family. Okay? So blessed indeed is a woman to whom man represents the fatherhood of God. Blessed are the children who look upon their parents as divinity manifested on earth. Wow. What parents, na? Who can be such wonderful parents? Be so much like Shiva Parvati that the children feel that, oh, these are God only. Where else should I look for God? That is how they should be. Great. Then Radhika is now off camera. So this is a long paragraph. See, the only way, this is a story, okay? The only way to rise is by doing the duty next to us and thus gathering strength, go on until we reach the highest state. So, right now, don't aim for the peak. Start where you are, start wherever you are, and the duty that's next to you right now, take it up. And then you gather the strength, and then we can reach the highest state. Now, this is, I think, Vyadha Gita story. Yes, this is very interesting. So, a young sannyasin went to a forest. There, he meditated, worshipped, and practiced yoga for a long time. After years of hard work and practice, he was one day sitting under a tree when some dry leaves fell upon his head. He looked up and saw a crow and a crane fighting on the top of the tree, which made him very angry. He said, "What? Dare you throw these dry leaves upon my head?" As with these words he angrily glanced at them, a flash of fire went out of his head. Such was the yogi's power, and burned the birds to ashes. Imagine, after so much tapasya, he just looked at them and they were burnt completely. Okay, he was very glad, Siddhi. Okay, almost overjoyed at this Siddhi, at this development of power. He could burn the crow and the crane by a look. Okay, after a little time, he had to go to the town to beg his food, bread. He went, stood at a door and said, "Mother, give me food." A voice came from inside the house. "Wait a little, my son." The young man thought, "You wretched woman, how dare you make me wait? You do not know my power yet?" Okay, he has not said this. He's thinking this. Okay. And then, while he was thinking thus, the voice came from inside again. "Boy, don't be thinking too much of yourself. Here is neither a crow nor a crane." Okay. She is sitting inside the house. Okay. We'll read the story. Then I'll tell you. Then he was astonished. Still, he waited. Okay. He had to wait. At last, the woman came and he fell at her feet and said, "Mother, how did you know that?" Because in the forest, he glanced at the crow and the crane and they burned to death. Okay? And this woman in the village sitting inside the house is saying, already, she's not seen him. She's saying, "Boy, don't think so much. Okay? I'm neither the crane nor the crow that you can burn to. Okay? Don't be upset." That's what she means. So then he says, "Mother, how did you know that?" So she said, "My boy, I do not know your yoga or your practices. I am a common everyday woman. I made you wait because my husband is ill and I was nursing him. All my life, I have struggled to do my duty. When I was unmarried, I did my duty to my parents. And now that I'm married, I do my duty to my husband. That is all the yoga I practice." Okay? But by doing my duty, I have become illumined. Thus, I could read your thoughts and know what you had done in the forest. Just by merely being a chaste woman, husband is ill, probably she was nursing him, feeding medicine or giving food or whatever she was doing, or maybe some sickness and was putting the stuff on his forehead. We don't know. But because of her diligent, consistent duties that she did to her parents and then to her spouse, her chitta became so shuddha. Her mind was so pure that she could read the mind of that sannyasi standing outside very clearly. And she said very nicely, I'm neither the crane or the crow that you can burn with your whatever, with your look. And then he feels, how did she know? Just by serving. Chitta Shuddhi. We all serve, but we serve with expectation, with irritation. We just do it for the sake of doing. We are not doing it like, whatever I do it for you. That purity should be there in all our actions. The chitta will become shuddha. And once the chitta becomes shuddhi, you don't need to read any scripture. All the scriptures are already there within you, available. Everything is available to you. Everything is available. All knowledge you can ever imagine is accessible to you. You got the Wi-Fi code. How? Chitta Shuddhi. So what are we doing? Learning the knowledge. Same, we are trying to make the Chitta Shuddha, nothing else. This knowledge that we read and understand is not knowledge. It will come from within that as knowledge. For that, Chitta Shuddhi is important. Her Chitta was Shuddha because she has all her life done her duties, and then that is the yoga, she says. Okay, and then next she says, but by doing my duty, I have become illumined. Thus, I could read your thoughts and know what you have done in the forest. If you want to know something higher than this, go to the market of such and such a town where you will find a Vyadha who will tell you something that you will be very glad to learn. Vyadha is a butcher. Okay. And now she is going to, this is called Vyadha Gita also. Okay. Appears, I think, in the Mahabharata. So then, inside definitely is going to feel Vyadha. What he will think is, oh, she will send me to some great guru, some great pure master or somebody. Okay. She says, if you want to learn more knowledge or learn higher than this, go to the market of this town and you will find a Vyadha and he will tell you something and that you will be very glad to learn. So then the sannyasin thought, why should I go to that town? Okay, and do a Vyadha of all the people? But after what he had seen, his mind opened a little, so he went. When he came near the town, he found the market and there saw at a distance a big fat Vyadha cutting meat with big knives, talking and bargaining with different people. The young man said, Lord, help me. Is this the man from whom I am going to learn? He is the incarnation of a demon, if he is anything at all. In the meantime, this man looked up and said, Oh, Swami, did that lady send you here? Take a seat. And until I've done my business. Now the sannyasin thought, what comes to me here? He took his seat. The man went on with his work, and after he had finished, he took his money and said to the sannyasin, Come, sir, come to my home. On reaching the home, the Vyadha gave him a seat, saying, Wait here, went into the house, washed his old father and mother, fed them, did all he could to please them. After which he came to the sannyasin and said, Now, sir, you have come here to see me. What can I do for you? The sannyasin asked him a few questions about soul, about God, and the Vyadha gave him a lecture which forms a part of the Mahabharata called the Vyadha Gita. Okay, so there is the complete Gita on this. It contains one of the highest flights of the Vedanta. When the Vyadha finished his teaching, the sannyasin felt astonished. He said, Why are you in this body with such knowledge as yours? Why are you in a Vyadha's body and doing such filthy, ugly work? My son, replied the Vyadha, no duty is ugly, no duty is impure. My birth placed me in these circumstances and environments. In my boyhood, I learned the trade. I am unattached and I try to do my duty well. I try to do my duty as a householder and I try to do all I can to make my father and mother happy. I neither know your yoga Nor have I become a sannyasin, nor did I go out of the world into the forest. Nevertheless, all that you have heard and seen has come to me through the unattached doing of the duty which belongs to my position. We'll close here. Read the story again. Think about it, that Nishkama karma, unattached duty. By serving his parents, doing the business that his father brought up, simply doing it, doing the bargaining and what was needed there. But highest flight of Vedanta came out from him. The knowledge of the Absolute came out of him. Similarly, Nisargadatta Maharaj of Mumbai, you can look upon him on the net, and if you read I am that, finish. He speaks only of that. I am that. That's it. What was he doing in Mumbai? He was staying in a slum called Dharavi, and there he had a pan bidi shop. He was selling bidi. Okay, the pan and the bidi in a small shop. Every morning he'll wake up, open the shop, do whatever is needed business, then close it, then sit down and speak Vedanta. That is the power. That's all. No book is needed, nothing is needed if you're doing the service as required. And okay, by chance you met a guru, then also continue your duties. Everybody should not become a sannyasi, not necessary. Not necessary. Look at Kabir Das. He was weaving. Look at Raidas. He was a chamar. He was a shoemaker. He continued. Nobody stops what they're doing. Most people don't stop what they're doing. They don't see any problem in what they're doing. That's work. And they realized. And once you realize, people are going to flock. That Dharavi slums were full of foreigners. There was no place to sit. And he was not ready to move out of that place. He sat there only and gave the lecture. Everybody was struggling. But he said, I don't care. I'm going to sit here, open my shop, then close the business and talk. We have to read the lives of such people to understand that realized people are not sitting in some ashram or sitting, becoming enlightened and looking enlightened or something. They are normal people also, but realized. Not attached to the subtle body or the karmas or the vasanas. They are free.